Now I want you to observe, is it happening once in 3 months? Is it happening once in 9 months? It's so uncanny that even physical situations happen exactly the same way. Depending upon how unaware you are, how destabilized you become available to those cycles. Spiritual process is telling you how you can get away from these cycles.
The same pattern of things keep happening over a period of time. The same kind of emotion, the situation we go across is same. How to come out of that pattern in life?
So, it's good, at least you notice the same patterns are happening, repeating itself. Most people don't even see that. They keep repeating the same cycles in different scenery and they think they're okay. It's good of you, at least if you're noticing it. The scenery may change. Life scenery will anyway change. The last time some rubbish happened to you, you were in school. Next time it happened to you, you were in college, so the scenery was different. Next time it happened to you, you were in a job. Next time it happened to you, you were married. But the same things are happening if you closely observe your life. Suppose you're going to Coimbatore from Isa Yoga Center and you saw outside there was a meadow. You know there's a meadow? A meadow. Irutupallam, that's a nice name. Irutupallam means a dark ditch. So you were going to Coimbatore, you came to Irutupallam and you looked around and you passed. Now there's no danger, they put a bridge. There was a time when you had to go through some dangerous waters. And you were driving happily towards Coimbatore, again Irutupallam came. Oh, again Irutupallam, it's okay, bad luck. And again you keep driving, after some time again Irutupallam came. Something, but coincidence. Again Irutupallam came. You must know that you are in Irutu. If 4 times the same town is coming on the way to Coimbatore, that means you're going in circles. That means you're not going anywhere, isn't it? If you're looking at human life as just body, yes, body is getting somewhere, we know where it's getting. You know where your body is getting? Where's your body going? To the grave. Whether it's full moon or no moon, whether it's night or day, body is going 10 seconds closer to grave, 20 seconds now. As I'm talking, you're getting closer to grave physically, that's all that's happening. If you exist here as a physical entity, that's all that's happening. And if you exist here only as physical entity, slowly you will see life will be play, then it becomes pleasure, then it becomes so many things, then every joint hurts, and then it gets terrified because it's coming to an end. Physical life, this is a progression. You don't have to go through it to know it. You have enough intelligence to sit here and see. But our fortune is, we are not just physical, we have other dimensions to us. In terms of your mental status, either it can continue to grow or it can go in circles. In terms of your emotional status, it can continue to grow or it can go in cycles. Other dimensions you may not be aware yet, but even there, you can go in cycles or you can go somewhere. Now when you say, I notice that my life is going in cycles, you're essentially talking about the situations around you. More than that, you're talking about your own mental and emotional states going through the same cycles. Some of the ladies, with all due respect I'm saying this, some of the ladies may observe this better than the men because their mental and emotional cycles are shorter. Every month at a certain time of the month, at least many of them go through a certain level of mental and emotional states which are repetitive. Because every month it's being repeated, they clearly know it's happening because of this. Because of a certain physiological situation, it is creating a certain psychological situation, is something that they can clearly notice. But unfortunately, you don't have menstrual cycles. I'm saying unfortunately, because if there was such a strong reminder, you wouldn't miss it. Because your cycles are of a different kind, you can close your eyes to it. You can go through life the same way without noticing it. Women are blessed because they cannot miss it, they can notice it, that this is happening to them. Men have to be much more aware, they need to do much more work, because otherwise you will think you're going somewhere, but every time you're going to Iritupalam, thinking you're going somewhere. Physiologically, there is a strong reminder in the female body. The strong reminder that is there in the female body is not a curse, it is a blessing if you know how to use it, because any volatile situation, any destabilized situation is a possibility. It's a possibility for change. When there is a set process, you can't change things so easily. When there is a periodic destabilization of the system, there is a great possibility for changing. But anyway, if you are going through cycles, everything in this system is cyclical, isn't it? The earth is going in cycles, the moon is going in cycles, everything is cyclical. If you do not stand up with a certain level of awareness and a certain level of determination and a sense of going somewhere, you will naturally become a part of the cycles. The various kinds of cycles happening. The longest cycle that's happening here is 144 years. Once in 144 years, certain things happen in the solar system, for which we have 144 years, we have a Kumbh Mela. We were fortunate that in our lifetime we witnessed that. The next cycle is 12 and a quarter years, which all of us see. The others are much shorter. There are 3-year cycles, there are 18-month, 16-month cycles, there are other kinds of cycles. All these cycles, depending upon how unaware you are, how destabilized you are, how unfocused you are, you become available to those cycles. If you are completely scattered, you become available to the smallest cycle. If you are little focused, you become available to longer cycles. But everybody is subject to these cycles. These cycles can mean a bondage, or these cycles can also mean transcendence. That from one cycle of life to another, you transcend or you repeat the same cycle. That depends on who you are. When so many people… The difference between astrology and spirituality is just this is an unpopular subject that I'm taking on. Astrology is trying to tell you how these cycles bind you. Spiritual process is telling you how you can get away from these cycles. We are not denying the cycles. It will be stupid to deny the cycles. The cycles are definitely there, but we are looking at the possibilities as to how you can slip away from these cycles. If you live by the cycles, being conscious of the cycles, your life will have a certain equanimity, a certain level of success, certain level of well-being, certain level of prosperity. If you break the cycle, if you are constantly looking how to become free from the cycle, you're looking for your liberation. Are you looking for just well-being or are you looking for liberation? That's the question. accordingly you must live. So right now, if your life is going into cycles, repetitiveness, that you're repeatedly coming to Iritupalam, you understand you're not going to reach anywhere like this. It's time to change the pattern. Now I want you to observe, is it happening monthly? I'm sure for you it's not monthly. Is it happening once in 3 months? Is it happening once in 9? Is it happening once in 16 to 18 months? Is it happening once in 3 to 3.25 years? Is it happening once in 12 years? I want you to notice this. Now you don't start imagining all kinds of things, but it is happening. Do you understand? It is just happening, whether you're able to notice it or not, it's happening. It's not just happening with your mental and emotional situations. If you are conscious, even physical situations around you will repeat themselves. It's so uncanny. It's so uncanny that even physical situations happen exactly the same way. If it's manifesting every 3 months, we can push it to 9 months. If it's manifesting every 9 months, we can push it to 18 months. 18 months, we can push it to 3 years. We can push it to 12 years, or we can push it to 144 years. Or above all, instead of trying to dodge these cycles, we can ride this cycle. I've been riding my cycles. Every time it comes, my life changes. And it will change dramatically in the next 4 to 6 months. Mysticism does not come from the East. It comes from within. Before you attempt anything that is considered as a mystical process, it's very important to stabilize the 5 fundamental elements within us. These are known as Panchabhutas or Mahatatvas in the yogic science. This body, this very earth, the universe and the cosmos, all are just a play of 5 elements. This body's composition is such that 72% of this body is water, approximately 12% is earth, 6% is air, 4% is fire, and the rest is space or akash. How these 5 elements behave within you will determine just about everything. Bhuta means element. Bhuta Shuddhi means to become free from the taint of elements or to cleanse the element. It means to become free from the physical nature. Right now, the physiological and the psychological processes are having a complete grip over most human beings. What we call as our physiology is something that we accumulated. What we call as our psychological process, the whole content for this is also accumulated in the form of impressions. Between these two, who you are or existentially what is the nature of your being is completely missed. If one wants to access dimensions which are not yet in your experience, dimensions which are considered mystical, first thing that we need to do is to start cleansing the 5 elements so that in the purity of the elements, you distinctly know the difference between what is physical, what is psychological and what is existential. There is substantial evidence today to show that water has a great sense of memory. Everything that happens around a body of water is in some way stored in the water molecules. It is being referred to as a fluid computer. Among the 5 elements, water acquires the greatest significance because 72% of this body is water. If we take sufficient care about the water that we consume, not just in terms of its purity, it being bacteria-free and those kind of things, but the way the water is kept, in what kind of container you keep it, how you keep it, how you touch it, how you approach it. because there is substantial scientific evidence today to show you that a thought, an emotion, a touch, these things can change the molecular structure of the water and greatly alter the way water behaves within your system. So, one needs to understand, you are not dealing with a commodity, you are dealing with life-making material. Water is life. It is just that right now it's outside of you. So before it enters your system, how you treat it? If you keep the water in a container which is metallic, preferably copper or an alloy of copper, and every day if you wash it with an organic substance and keep the water in a place where it is not touched by other smells and other substances, there is sufficient space around it, and when you approach it, if you can just hold this vessel with your hands with a certain sense of gratitude and reverence, because this is life-making material, and then consume it, you will see it will do wonders within your system. Healthfulness and equanimity will be a natural consequence of this. Soil that you walk upon has a certain sense of intelligence and memory. So even if you happen to live in a concrete jungle, it is important to keep in touch with the earth upon which you live. Create ways for yourself to somehow remain in touch with the soil or the earth upon which you live, that part of the earth. With your bare hands and bare feet, see particularly the palms and the soles, if they come in touch with the earth on a daily basis, at least for a few minutes, a certain harmonizing of the physiological process will happen just being in contact with the earth. If you spend at least a few minutes in your garden, barefooted, touching plants or trees, because this is the basis of your life. All life, yours and every other creature, has come out of this earth. Stay in touch with it and harmonize your system. Though air represents only 6% of your body's elemental constitution, it is the most dynamic part of the element in terms of the transaction that happens on a minute-to-minute basis. What kind of air you breathe is definitely important, and that's well known, but how you breathe and how consciously you breathe is equally important. Especially those of you who are living in large cities, the kind of air that you breathe may not be in your hands. So it's good, at least for a few minutes, take a walk in the park, along the lake or the river or whatever is available to you. Especially if you have children, it is important that you take them out at least once a month, far away enough from the city where nature is in reasonably pure state, where they can climb a small hill or walk in a forest or swim in a river, something natural, to be in touch with nature and to do something where breath will be in a dynamic state. This is not just for aerobic exercise, because constant exchange of air is happening from within and without, and the very intelligence in the body will take care of this, that when it senses the air is pure and alive, the way the body breathes is different, you can notice this, and the exchange will happen, cleansing will happen within the system, because breath per se is only 1 to 2% of the air transaction. The rest is happening in many other ways. So if you remain in pure air, it's important that you bring breath to a dynamic state with a certain activity. You don't have to do too vigorous an activity, just enough to see that you're breathing deep enough, slightly deeper than normal is happening to you for a period of time, and especially for growing children, this becomes very important, because this will greatly enhance the body's integrity and strength. But on a daily basis, if you're not able to take yourself out within the house, you can do a simple yogic practice called Nadi Shuddhi to cleanse the breath. Fire accounts for 4% of your elemental makeup. What kind of fire burns within you? Is it the fire of greed, hatred, resentment, anger, lust, love, compassion? If you take care of that, once again, your physical and mental well-being is well taken care of. You become an equanimous and exuberant being. A simple process you can do to cleanse the fire within you is get some sunlight every day. Fortunately, you cannot contaminate the sunlight. Though we have contaminated every other element, sunlight has remained pure. Make best use of that. If you wish to use fire, you can light a fire with an organic substance like straw or firewood without any oil and stand facing the fire with your hands open and keep your eyes open for 3 minutes, then stand with your back to it, exposing your spine for 3 minutes. This will cleanse your aura and bring about a new sense of resurgence in the system. This is to rekindle and reconnect the fire within with the fires outside. This is the basis of all fire-based rituals in the East. If having a fire is not very practical for you, at least a lamp with vegetable oils or ghee, you light a lamp and be around this lamp, first face the lamp and sit, and then turn around and sit, so that the fire element within you gets rekindled. The fifth and the most expansive dimension of the elemental composition is Akash or etheric space. This has a certain intelligence. How this Akashic intelligence behaves within you determines the nature of your life. The nature, quality and the power of your life essentially is determined by how much access can you find into the Akashic intelligence. As I said, this is an expansive part of the elemental composition. That means there is no limit. There is only that much water, there is only that much air, that much earth and that much fire. But the Akashic dimension is a limitless possibility. If you find excess in a limitless manner, both your perception and intelligence can grow. One simple process you can do to find more access to Akash or the Akashic intelligence is, after sunrise, before the sun crosses a 30-degree angle, you look up at the sky once and bow down to Akash for holding you and this planet in place. After the sun crosses 30 degrees, sometime during the day, any time, look up and bow down again. After the sunset, within the 40 minutes after sunset, look up at the sky and once again bow down. You are not bowing to any imaginary gods up there, just to the etheric space around us, which is holding everything that we are in place. If you get the Akash to cooperate with your life energies, life will happen in magical ways. An intelligence that you have never thought possible will become yours. For a human being to have an element of grace in their lives, Shambhavi Mudra is a process that is like opening a window so that one becomes receptive to grace.
Devotion means tool to demolish yourself. A tool to destroy intentions, your visions, your dream, so that you become not a tiny little creature, so that you become a nameless little creature in this cosmos, but you become the very hand of the Divine. Devotion is not a deal that you make. Too much deal-making is happening in the name of devotion. Deal-makers and devotees are two different people. One belongs to the marketplace, another belongs to the divine. They're two different worlds altogether. You need to understand this. The moment you sit down to make a deal, it is the dharma of a deal that you should do your best to be smarter than the other. You don't want to make a dumb deal, do you? When you sit down to make a deal, you want to be smarter than the other. If you take this attitude with the divine, you have lost before you start. You sit with the existence like this, you sit with your guru like this, you lost even before you start. You don't have to run the race, you anyway lost. You cannot win. Because the very fundamental purpose has been defeated. And now what? So don't lose out on the tremendous power of devotion because you have a stupid deal in your hand. Can you ask, what kind of deal can you make with the creation and the creator? Only a dumb deal. Because you do not know what possibility the cosmos holds. You only know the little nonsense that you have experienced in your life. If you are in touch with an energy, at least you're in the presence of an energy which is the source of creation, and you ask, I want to get a job, I want to get married, how stupid can you get? You don't know what it holds. Isn't it best, do whatever you want with me? If you found contact, isn't it best to leave it to the source of creation, do whatever you want with me? No, get me a job, I want increment, I want promotion. Don't do that to yourself. If at any time you find yourself in the presence of something which seems to be larger than you in some context, that's a time you don't try to make a deal, just shut up and be. Just see how you can receive. So that's devotion, that you understand. Becoming the hand of the divine is a far bigger possibility than making a deal, however big the deal seems to be in your head. Deals and deals always going on, everywhere. With life and death, deals are going on. From deals to devotion is a transformation. It is like if I give you filth, you give me something fragrant and wonderful? No. If I give you filth, you will want to give me more filth. But please see how the creation functions. If you give this tree filth, it'll give you flowers. This is the way of the divine. If you really become a devotee, you become the hand of the divine, and that's how it will be. Whatever is thrown at you is nourishing. Whatever comes your way is wonderful for you because whatever comes, you know how to transform it into something beautiful. That's devotion. Deal means you want to get the flowers, you want to give the filth to somebody else. If you do that deed, after that, you will get excluded, isn't it? You will get excluded from any group of people, or ultimately you will get excluded from the way the creation is happening. When we say yoga, we are talking about a union. A union means that you don't exist here as a creature by yourself. You exist here as part of the divine. You exist here as part of the creation and the creator, that you become one with everything, that you are not one little crawly creature who goes around doing its own thing. But the whole idea, juvenile idea of freedom means you want to do your own thing, isn't it? A wrong idea, a wrong attitude, a wrong emotion can cause much, much more damage than poison. So this is why asatoma sadgamaya, asatoma… Sadhguru, already I said it. No, you must tell it every moment of your life. Every moment of your life, this is the journey, that you're moving from untruth to truth. Otherwise, what is not true can be made to look true in your mind. Once you make untruth into truth in your mind, then that untruth will poison the very way you exist. Then you wonder why suffering is coming in search of you. Well, it's bound to. How else will it? If it doesn't come, that means my life is fake. Suffering must come if you're doing the wrong things, isn't it? Someone very carefully went up the tree. Another fool tried to run up and fell down. If nothing happens to him, the one who has the skill to climb up is a fool, isn't it? Is so, isn't it? One who has paid attention, one who has taken care to acquire the necessary skill to do something in a proper way. If him and a fool who has not paid any attention to anything happens the same way, then the man who paid attention to all these things is a fool, isn't it? So, I'm not really against. It's my wish that you should not suffer. But if you're stupid and you want to do idiotic things to yourself, you must suffer, because only if suffering comes you will stop doing stupid things. Suppose… do you see, suppose you have a wound which is drying up, you want to… huh? Pandringdani? Pandringdani? Huh? If it goes deep enough, when it hurts, you stop. Suppose it did not hurt, you would pull out your intestines. Yes? Do not underestimate yourself. If there was really no pain in your body, as you sit in the satsang, you know, like how you blow chewing gum, you blow your lungs out to show me how big a lungs you got. Yes, you would do. Do not underestimate yourself. Do not underestimate your own… Somebody is doing something else to make your impression, you'll take your intestines and… because if you as much as touch it with a pin, it hurts so badly. Wherever you do not know the pain, you do not know the pain of a tree, you do not know the pain of an animal, you do not know the pain of other things, all those things you're chopping, isn't it? Only this one you know, so you're preserving. So, it is fine, you're doing good. At least you know this much. just has to expand, that's all. Now, because you know the pain of what this is, you're keeping this well. If you just begin to feel the pain of the mountain, you would keep the mountain well. If you understand the pain of the cosmos, you would keep everything well, isn't it? That is what yoga means. Union, that everything has become a part of you. And devotion, that dimension which will obliterate the boundaries between what is you and what is not you very effortlessly. Essentially, if your energy body is balanced and fully activated, there can be no physical or psychological ailment in you. It's simply not possible. I can show you hundreds and thousands of people who walked out of their ailments completely, simply not by any treatment, simply by bringing a certain balance to their system. There are any number of people, it's not some kind of a miraculous thing. It is just a deeper understanding of the system. And the system is a miracle, there's no question about that. This is a miracle, isn't it? No? Yes or no? It's a phenomenal miracle, isn't it? So, the magic is already there, you just have to play with it right, that's all. You don't have to do any extra magic. Already everything is magical, isn't it so in the existence? Yes or no? Every atom is a magic by itself because we've still not figured anything in its entirety. So, very simple. You don't have to do any great yoga of twisting yourself upside down and all that. Simple things. If you breathe right and keep your body in a certain level of balance, you will see there is no need to have any kind of ailments. Ailments are of two kinds. One is infectious. Infectious means it's an invasion from outside. That we have to deal with medicine. For that you must go to the doctor. But over 70% of the ailments on the planet are chronic in nature. That means you are producing your own ailment. Self-help, this is called. Because nobody is bothering you, you want to do something to yourself. So, over 70% of the ailments are because of self-help. People are generating ailments from within. And this cannot be cured by any medicine. You can only manage it. You can never cure it. But the very source of making this body is within us. It comes from within. Your heart, liver, kidney, everything manufactured from within, isn't it? If you do certain simple things, if you allow, fixing also happens from within. And every human being is capable of this. It's just that they never paid attention to it. Only advantage is, if you go to your doctor, he will do it. These things you must do, that's the only problem.
Someday if you intend to cross the border, you must be close to the border, isn't it? If you're deep inside, you may not cross. That's all I said. I said, be on the edge if you want to cross over. So living on the edge, in many ways, essentially that is the fundamental thing, that you are not stuck where you are. Where you are is a reality, you can't deny that. But you try to be on the edge so that when the opportunity comes, you jump. Easy, isn't it? Yes? If you're stuck deep inside, you cannot jump even if you wish. So, edge. So living on the edge, essentially, in normal parlance, it would mean live dangerously. What is danger? Is just a question of what you're capable of and what you're not capable of. Isn't it? So if you want to enhance your capability, particularly with the inner nature, if you're not on the edge, would you push your capability? No, you would remain stagnant. So that's why I'm saying, you must always live on the edge when it comes to within you. You don't have to risk your physical body on the road. That's not the point. On the highway 8, you don't have to take a risk. A truck is coming, you want to run in between and see. Just to live on the edge, that's a foolish way of living on the edge. But in the inner nature, you live on the edge because there is really no danger. Danger is a misconception. If you fall on the street, you will die, which is a danger. If whatever you believe in right now, let's say, you believe in something, let us say, an ideology or a belief system or something. So if you live on the edge with this belief system, constantly trying to cross the border within yourself, whatever happens, what is going to happen to you? I'm asking, is your life at risk? No. What is at risk is, everything that you thought that you are may collapse. That's the whole idea. Your notion should go if reality has to shine, isn't it? You don't have to invent reality. If you invent it, it's not reality, isn't it? See, this is not hard work. This is not hard work because you don't have to create anything. It's there. You are inventing a lot of notions. If you stop inventing your notions, if you simply learn to sit here quietly, all your notions are gone, isn't it? So you don't have to create anything, you just have to stop creating. I'm just saying, just rest. That's all spirituality is. If you just rest, if you really rest, you're there. But you won't rest. You're chugging along all the time as if you're going somewhere. I'm telling you, you're not going anywhere, you're jogging on the spot. Jogging on the spot may be good for the physical body because it gives exercise, but internal jogging on the spot is not doing anything. It's just waste of time and waste of life. I'm saying just rest. Learn to just be still. All your ills will go away.
To pass exam without study.
Oh, Narendra Singh. How to pass exams without studying? My wish and my blessing is… My wish and my blessing is you should not pass. Because when you say how to pass an examination without studying, what you are saying is how to get a certificate without knowing a damn thing about anything. So if you become a doctor, without knowing what you should know, you passed and became a doctor, we don't know how many lives you will take. Without studying or without knowing what you should know, you became an engineer. You build the Kolkata bridge. Before anybody crosses on that bridge, it collapses on people's heads, taking lives. We don't know what other disasters you will cause. What has happened to you is just this. You have empowered your ego and enhanced your desire. Now,
What you need to do is this. You need to empower your intelligence and enhance your competence. This is what you need to do. This is what education is about, this is what life is about. But unfortunately, you think education is about passing an examination. Education is not about passing an examination. Education is about learning. It looks like the world has forgotten about this. So those who want to pass examinations without studying, those who want to win without playing the game, those who want to be honored for things that they have not done, these people will achieve one thing. They will die without living. This one thing they will achieve. Because if you want to live, you must involve, you must empower your intelligence and competence. In doing something to the best of your ability, there is fulfillment in this, there is joy in this, there is life. In passing an examination without studying, in winning a game without playing, in being honored without deserving, there is only ego satisfaction, looking around at people who have failed and feeling little better than them. As I said, for sure you will die without living. If you think passing an examination without studying is a success, dying without living is definitely a super success, and you will succeed. What? Narendra Singh, Dhoni or Modi? Nah, this is champion of everything. One who wants to pass examination without studying is a champion of everything. If you are a champion of everything, you are a nutcase. You're a champion in something, there's enormous striving in becoming a champion of something. You're a champion of everything because you are a nutcase. And when you become a champion of everything, it means you don't know how to do anything. Yes? You don't know how to do anything. Narendra Singh. It's my wish and my blessing. All those who don't study must fail. All those who do not know how to play must lose. Yes? All those who do not deserve are not honored in this world. This is my wish, this is my blessing. So you just came to the wrong guy. There are people who will bless you. Don't worry, don't study, my blessing is there, you will pass. I am not one of them. You just came to the wrong place. What? Champion of everything? If you become no, that's good. If you want to be champion of everything, life will get you in so many different ways. If you fail, it's good. At least you know you're not fit enough to take the next step. Yes or no? If you lose again, you know that you're not good enough. Yes or no? That is the idea of failure. That is the idea of passing and failing, that to know whether I am fit enough to take the next step or not. not to fool the world. You can fool the world, but the problem is you will become such an expert and you will make a fool of yourself. That's the biggest problem. So Narendra, not Dhoni, not Modi. There's enormous striving behind those names. Let's leave it here, otherwise I'll get more nasty. Because I don't like people who pass without studying.
If something in you became quieter, clearer, or maybe even more restless after this video, then it was already worth it. Let us know what you felt, tell us your city, and if you can, subscribe and send it to someone who would appreciate this too. These little actions help the message go further. Thank you, Big Hug, and see you in the next video.